So now we are ready to demonstrate the diminishing returns for the LPs in a chart. So now we're just gonna reference the data from the tier 1, and then we will bring the chart down. So we will go to where we know we can find data. And we want to just demonstrate these diminishing returns in the chart. So we highlight all of these, and we go Alt and arrow to select that. And take that shot down. We'll be demonstrating for the diminishing returns for the LPs for tier 1 and tier 2. We'll be doing that for both tiers. You can delete the chart title. You can click, delete the grid lines. Right click on the chart, format data series. Reduce the gap width to 50. Just make that color blue. Right click on the chart again. Just add data labels. Just create a simple chart like this. The next thing we want to do is to insert a text box. So we go Alt and insert a text box. Just draw the text box. Right inside tier 1, our code returns. Change the field. Let's make it green and the font white. Bold it. Leave it that way, and then as we can see for this chart that the tier 1 accrued returns, you can see that it diminishes over time because of the disproportional returns for the GPs. So you see why the general partners form joint venture partnership, because of these returns on and above a certain threshold that is attributed to them as an incentive, but for the limited partners, it instead decreases over time, as that for the LPs or for the GBs increases. But in any way, the limited partners, in terms of capital structure for this energy project, they have a liquidated preference compared to that of the general partners. So in case this deal goes sideways, they have a priority claim over the assets of the entire project before the general partner. So that's exactly what we are insinuating in this model. So hopefully this gives you grounds on how to undertake energy projects and what happens to the returns as a result. So we're gonna be doing the same thing for tier 2 in the next video.